Hi, good morning, Donna, right? My name is Samantha. I'm part of Tech. I know you asked me to start analyzing everything for the issues you're facing right now. Well, not issues, but the problematic situations that you want to deal with inside Winter Park, right? So I took all the information you gave me, and I'm here to bring you my solutions. You can definitely not, you don't have to say yes. These are just my presentation about it, and then you can think about it and just analyze whatever you think would be best for your business. Because I mean, no one's gonna know better than you. So we analyzed everything. We know what a Winter Park is. We know where it is. We know it's doing great. So I think the first thing you said was an issue was the hotel restaurant, right? You talked about meatballs being like a very expensive price or a very expensive dish for you guys because you have to you it costs a lot for you rather than for the client because you're not making enough revenue off of it. So I took into consideration everything you told me, from the prices of the beef and the pork to how much fat it contains to what the chef recommends, so like the level of fat that is 25%. So you asked if it was possible to change the mixture, and after analyzing for this, I used Excel. I would like to clarify. I used Excel in different types of calculations as well as outside research. So for this exact problem, we have that the ideal amount of beef and pork you should buy is 0.58 kilos of beef and 0.42 kilos of pork per dish of meatballs, and that would all bring it down to a cost of 79.25 for you. And of course, you can sell it at a higher price for everyone else out there that's going to purchase it, your customers. So we came up with a solution after taking care of sensitivity reports and looking through all of them, and we realized how great this would be actually because it's a very smart decision. And we also realized that the sensitivity analysis gave us the results that if you increase 1 kilo of meat in comparison to fat, 123 pesos will be added to your cost. So it would be more expensive for you. Likewise, with differently with like the meat, the fat is when you will see that the prices will drop increasingly, and it would not only be cheaper for you, but at the same time would also decrease the quality. So it's something we don't recommend. So the sensitivity report also allowed us to know that the beef has a higher shadow price, which means beef has more impact on the price other than pork. If you buy more beef, it will affect more rather than if you buy more pork. So I would recommend you definitely keep pork prices low, like the quantity is very low, and you keep the beef ones pretty high because those are the ones that are going to bring you the most benefits, sister. So then after we talked about the projections for 2020, we know it's doing amazing. We know this hotel is just crazy and people are loving it. So you want to open up a new location, and I was told that your director of chain was asking for Zacatecas, if I'm not wrong. And so, taking this into consideration, I started doing my research with the Secretaría de Turismo, and I came up with 5 places that we research. Of course, Zacatecas, which is the one you gave me, Quintana Roo, Nayarit, Nuevo León, and Mexico City. These are all the 5 states we researched, and we took into consideration a general analysis of the visitors and room occupancy they have, as well as linear regression analysis to get deeper into them. And we analyzed them. We really went through a lot of information. All of them have different amount of visitors, with Quintana Roo being the highest, with over 200 million. Ciudad de Mexico had over 100 million. So it's all very overwhelming numbers. And we are aware that Zacatecas is one of the most populous and most visited cities inside the country, especially for nationals, for like people who live inside the nation already, because it has a lot of attractions. The beauty of Minery, of like an oldish city vibe. So I get it, but according to like the entire research we did, the strongest contender for you to open a new location of your hotel would be Quintana Roo, because it comes out high in very different aspects. Every single one came out really high, and it's a very strong vibe for tourism and a very strong vibe for room occupancy, and people visit it all throughout the year, from tourists, international especially. They love it. And followed immediately by Nayarit, also surprisingly. It's surprising to note that both of these states really come out high, Nayarit especially when it comes to also insiders. But Nayarit has more visitors because it has a beach, and it has, all these type of attractions and different activities you can do within it. And differently is a really interesting fact to keep in mind. Zacatecas did come out pretty high. It came out pretty close. But the difference here is that Zacatecas does not have a beach, so that's what it kind of affects it. That's what made him like real close to like almost reaching. And it's also nice to know that Nuevo León was really good, one like the only northern state we took into consideration, came out pretty high. But however, financially, the smartest decision for your business would be to open in Quintana Roo and take a close look at Nayarit, because that may be a real good one for you in the future. Then I know your last issue was reception service. You want to speed things up, make it better so that when you open this new franchise, it's the biggest thing and the best thing ever. So I know you asked Luis, if I'm not wrong, that's his name, your reception manager, about finding out and researching about the system and how to optimize it, and he came out with 3 proposals, which were actually pretty good. All of them were really well and really fun to analyze, well thought out. So we have the fast service with the corporate guests and the one that's normal for like the non-guests. That's part of proposal 1. Proposal 2 is the single line system. And then proposal 3 was the ATM-like technology. So I analyzed all of these, and it came out, proposal 1, it would come out that corporate guests would spend 20 minutes registering, while normal guests would spend 0.85 minutes, which is also like a very big difference, and it's pretty wild to think about it, because that's a lot. That's really a long wait if you are on a queue and you just want to get to your hotel on a business trip. Then differently, proposal 2 came out that any guest, whichever comes, would spend 7.63 minutes registering. That's literally so nice, because that's 10 minutes. When I've gone to hotels, I've spent over 15, but this makes it so nice and such a clean number. And differently, proposal 3 comes out that every customer would spend 3.01 minutes registering if there are 4 employees, and then also the ATM machine. And differently, then if we didn't have the ATM machine and we just had 5 servers, it means that they would spend 3.88 minutes registering, which would still be a long time. It would be efficient, but also, do we really want to spend that much money on an ATM machine just to like make things more efficient? Even if people are scared of using it, you're closing your market, because people love technology, yes, but also you're forgetting that a huge segment of the country is also very stuck to traditionalism, in a way that they like to use paper and they like to talk to people rather than a machine. So after thinking about it, the second one, option 2, the one which is just a single line, seems to be the most viable one, because the customer spends less than 10 minutes registering. This makes the service fast enough to keep customers waiting in line, but not so fast that people think they're just going through it without paying attention. And as we know, it's no secret that a long and unpleasant wait will damage the viewing of a brand, which is also why we want to make it friendly by offering the guests snacks and a beverage, as well as telling them, oh, it's going to be around 10 minutes. And they will, when they notice it wasn't even 10 minutes, they will be surprised by the efficiency, how fast they're working, how well of a service you give them. And that's what you want, after all. So after thinking about all this, it's amazing to know all the math and all the science that goes behind managing a hotel, everything from restaurant to the line. It's all crazy and it's all new to me. All the different topics will definitely be engraved into any process you use, and it's interesting to have them in mind now, because having that understanding now on such a wide variety of aspects or topics that a hotel goes through, this will surely allow you to bring Winter Park Hotel not only a better understanding of how these work, but also how you should manage your soon to open residence. So thank you so much for this opportunity to allow me to present to you my solutions. I really hope you choose this, because I really believe these are the strongest. But if you don't, I understand. Thank you so much for your time. It's nice to meet you, Donna. I hope to see you again soon.